This is Pranav Goa Thakurta from EduTV, New Delhi. Today, we are with Miss Surana, Miss Archana Surana. She's the founder, director of Arch College of Design and Business that is situated in the creative capital of India, that is Jaipur, also popularly known as the Pink City of India. And Miss Surana is a designer. She has got a worldwide international experience in design. She has attended many workshops, given many workshops. She has taken many workshops. She is also associated with the Rajasthan Skill University, and she has trained many youngsters. They have they have made their livelihood through that. They have become entrepreneurs. They are doing wonderful jobs in various companies in India and abroad. So we welcome Ms. Surana. Ms. Surana, this year is not a very normal year, especially for the students and parents of class 12 students. Even last year, also same thing. So they are, I think, quite tired. They got a lot of anxiety. Yesterday, they got a bit relief, like they don't have to write their examination. So we are requesting all the universities and colleges like yours. So the process is a bit eased. I'm sure whatever is your process for entrance examinations or entry criteria, that you won't be able to sacrifice, but things can be made simpler. Maybe they can get some provisional admissions, and when they get their results, I think it takes some more time for all the schools to give the results to the students. So what is your suggestion? How can we, ma'am, smoothen and ease the process for the students to take admissions? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Pranav, for having me over. Yes, the journey of Arch College of 22 years has set a lot of new benchmarks in the country. So I'd like to start with our All India level entrance examination that we initiated in the year 2010. And we were the first in the country to start an online entrance examination for the creative industries and the creative profession. So while you see their entrance examinations for MBA and maybe for scientific, engineering level courses, but for having design, where starting an online was a endorsement that was given by other higher institutions like the IIT. And we have very successfully had our students come over from all over India represented in this batch itself. We have 28 states being represented in our institution, and they all come and apply through the All India entrance examination. So I'd like to tell all the students, the parents, not to get worried, because we start our entrance examination procedure in the month of November. So we've already had applications, and 15th of June, we're starting the pre-foundation course with a batch of 50 students. And why? Because when students come into a career like design, we have our own entrance criteria to look at their creative abilities. We have an entrance exam that will look into their logical reasoning, analytical skills, their critical thinking, their conceptual thinking. So it's a very interesting exam, which is not like an exam, but it's more of an experiential understanding that we are giving to our students. So the students and the parents, they needn't worry. They can immediately apply. And because we are starting the session from 15th of June, and it's going to be for 4 weeks, and then the regular session and the academics will start from 3rd of August. So we have 2 weeks of break for them. And why? Because we want to get the students engaged in creative activity and start learning the nuances of getting into a design profession, because design is something that's very unique, and it's not been given at the school level as an education, and there's a lot of unlearning that's required for a student. So just be assured that whether you're from management, commerce, or arts background, you can qualify our exam, and you would love, while you're doing the going through the process itself, whether you take admission at Arch or not really doesn't matter. It's going to enrich you as a student, that I can bet you. And while I'm saying this, there are a lot of scholarships that we have announced this year, specifically looking at the challenges that parents have gone through. So especially students who have studied from this institution in the last 20 years, we have alumni base of 7,000 plus students, and the siblings, they will get who have actually anybody who's lost the breadwinner of the family, we are giving the first year completely free for those students, right? And that's a great amount of scholarship incentive to these students, especially because uh, their sibling has studied in the institution in these last 20 years. And if your parent, if you've not studied at the institution and still, you have a sibling and you want them to study at Arch, yes, there is a 1 lakh rupee scholarship for that as well. And if you're a science student, because we feel that a lot of science students, they generally, through peer pressure or parents' pressure, they get into science education. And we feel that scientific knowledge is very important for design alongside the artistic inputs. So while we're talking about innovation, creativity, and artistic creativity, they both go hand in hand. And scientific innovation is very important. So we are giving special scholarships to science students this year. We have a 1 lakh scholarship for a student who is coming from a science background, whether it's PCM or PCB, right? So that's a great, this is something very special that we've offered this year. And without the, even if the results are not out, it really doesn't matter. We are anyway examining the creativity quotient of the student through our entrance examination system. And there's one more thing, because this year we've connected with a lot of principals, it's because of the EduTV network and we have had some amazing conversations, and I feel I've met the most creative principals in these years. And any principal, if they recommend us a student, we would love to give them a 50% fee scholarship in this first year. So this is something that I really felt was important, because we need to encourage creativity. And I've seen that principals do acknowledge design education. And at times there are a lot of parents who don't understand, but if this principal is recommending us, we would definitely like to acknowledge that. So on the other hand, we have scholarships for whether you're from the defense personnel or you are from the education background. And if you are even from the non-binary kind of structure, right? And or from the artisan craftsman family, yes, you have a scholarship every year of 1 lakh rupee, which means for all the 4 years in your undergraduate level bachelor's in design program, you will get a scholarship. So the scholarship are courses in bachelor's in fashion design, bachelor's in jewelry design, interior design, product design, graphic design. Our master courses are in design and entrepreneurship, and there are masters again looking at why design and entrepreneurship really has to go together, because young people are looking at career opportunities, wanting to create their own businesses, which are more sustainable, more social business models. So that's where our master's programs are aimed at. Our international study abroad program, that's the most beautiful program, because within 4 years, you complete your master's. 2 years you study in India and 2 years you study abroad. And you are actually doing your first year and second year of college education of UK at Arch College of Design and Business. It is a Pearson qualification, which is known as the Business and Technical Education Council of the UK, which is offering these programs. So, the third year and the master's year, you can complete in the UK. So your parent saves a huge amount of money while they do this. So while we had a foundation course in the past years, this year we removed the foundation, because these students will be specially looked at that they clear their IELTS and they clear the Pearson test or whatever English test, and they can appear for the 2 years here at Arch and complete the next 2 years abroad. So anybody who's aiming to go internationally, I think it's a beautiful thing that, the parents feel secure that, the child is in India, he's gotten the India connect as well, they've understood the indigenous knowledge. And when they go into the world market, into global understanding, they can carry this legacy forward to more global, that would suit. So I would, that's what we have, all these offerings for these students. So they needn't worry that their examination results are not there. These are all provisional admissions, and I'm sure no child fails, I mean, because 33% is the passing mark, but a lot of creative people, for them, what is important is their creativity. So the percentage really doesn't matter. What matters is how creative you are, how forward thinking you are, how do you want to create an impact with your work on the society that you live in. So I think design has a larger purpose to fulfill as a career, as a profession. While our country has had the largest GDP coming from our textile and garment industry, from our handicrafts industry, from our gem and jewelry industry, from today communications and infrastructure, interior design, these are all careers, are something which are related to our day-to-day life. Our lifestyle is dependent on all these careers, So these careers will never get obsolete, they'll never fade. So that's an opportunity, whether your child is from arts education, commerce education, or science education. He's qualified to take admission in design, because design requires market sensibility, because your product, your idea has to go to the marketplace. So the commerce thing is very important. While if you're creative, you've got good illustration skills, you've got good imagination, you're very creative, you have a good when I talk about arts, it's not only about your artistic acumen, it's about your sociological know-how, the psychology of fashion, the psychology of design. So there's so much to scientific understanding that's required, because the new technologies, new materials, new machineries, 3D printing, prototyping, digital design, all these are new age trends. All these are subjects that a science students do understand. So I think if you're a student from arts, design, maths, commerce, anybody can take up design. And I think our country is now really looking for design, people from design background, because this is what would be required. As a lot of our big thinkers have said, that creativity is going to be as important as literacy in this world, and design is going to be the true way to lead innovation. So I think there's an opportunity, a great opportunity in design education. So we are coming with an international event in January, which, as Pranav, you pointed out, that we are in the most creative UNESCO city. We are in the craft heritage city, which is again a UNESCO title. We are in India's topmost tech city as well. So in fact, Jaipur comes, in the top 5 of India's tech cities, right? So there's a great startup ecosystem and culture alongside heritage, which is there. So creates a great offering for any student who's coming from India or any part of our neighboring countries as well. I'd like to say that bachelor's or master's or international study abroad, the fast track degree program in fashion, jewelry, interiors, graphics, product design, all these courses are available for our students.
Thank you so much, Madam Archana Surana. I'm so happy that you have given so many kinds of scholarships. I'm sure it will help the students, parents in a big way. And I'm also very happy to know that if any school principal recommends somewhere, he or she gets a scholarship 50%, I think that we can definitely broadcast on television, where all the principals will come to know about it.